here. All right, welcome to Battle of Behemoths 3. We'll be looking at Griffin's Witch Hunter Warband. He is the second Witch Hunter player in the tournament. Very good player. What was it, top 4 in the previous tournament we just played? Excited to see him play Witch Hunters, who you guys, if you're on the Discord or not, I think Witch Hunters are the weakest order warband in this tournament. You guys, with me and him playing it, you might be like, what the fuck is he talking about as this tournament progresses? But they don't have any damage buffs. I've talked about this all the time. They have 0 damage buffs. They're the only warband without a damage buff, literally. It's kind of crazy. Now, that said, I don't know if he has it on a unit. There it is. This is a damage buff. This is actually the only unit with like damage buffs. He has Sigil of Sigmar, which is technically a damage buff, but it requires you to be injured by magic. And then it requires him to be punched in the face. He has Vengeance. So this is like the one damage buffing unit. And then he doesn't even have one, but the Witch Hunter hero, whatever. He has his, if he misses, then he gains damage. That's all they have as a warband. And that's why I keep saying I think they're the weakest order warband. And this is kind of a damage race. Now, what do? They survive really well, and they want to grind out wins. They have access to the Wolf Priest, which so do Mercs. It didn't feel fair to deny Witch Hunters access to a DLC. It felt more fair with the Undead because I feel like the Undead are pretty strong. Though I did say I think the Undead are the weakest in this for the Destruction Warbands. But I think the Poison Wind Globadier and Doomweaver break them too much, to be quite honest, with what they bring to the team, that they kind of had to be banned. Where I don't think the Wolf Priest totally breaks the Witch Hunters. That could be argued once we see his, what I'm guessing are his magic casting wolves, but we'll see. Based off of previous battles we've seen him in. But yes, that's the Witch Hunters, so we'll see how he's built them. We have, let's see. Okay, he has 2 warrior priests. This is the leader one. Again, I don't know if you're changing their names, but he has a leader warrior priest. And he has a lot of injuries, so we'll look for those. Constantine Albrecht. Again, Divine Rage. He starts with you hit somebody and then better casting chance for that turn. Or I guess the next spell. It used to be the turn, I think, in one version of the mod, but the next spell. Born Leader, of course, to make him a leader. And then he has Acrobatic Mastery. Okay, that gives him physical stat points increased by 5. Does that require the agility? It did, and it looks like he went for the agility, so this is a dodge leader. I have seen this guy. Knowledge of Mordheim for, well, get him back to 6 meters in heavy armor. And then he has Knowledge Tactics, so since he has easily good intelligence as a caster, that's a way to get 45 dodge, which I believe Avoid does as well, but may as well also gain this parry, because it looks like he can definitely parry. My guess with this is if he knows he's against a Daredevil build, you don't necessarily have to enter Mastery Sidestep, and you can enter 1 parry and still get a parry and then the underlying dodge. He could tell us if that's correct or not, because I don't see Web of Steel, but that is an impressive amount of parry. So that's the point again of Knowledge of Tactics. And why not? If you can take it, it's better than the other ones combined. So he does have Mastery Sidestep. He went for the Mastery version. I always take Basic. He has Mastery, so he has 3 Sidesteps. So it'll be pretty good against a hero. A henchman should not be able to touch him, which could be very important with Order. But okay, he does have Basic Order right here. So it prevents the Jaw Strikes for less casting chance and for keeping the orders alive. So it's a good reason to take Mastery Sidestep. He has Scout's Advice to give his team some range resistance. This is basic only. It lasts 2 turns, and I believe it's 15 meters, where the Mastery is 30 and 3 turns and a bit more. So basic order will just give him 2 orders, really. I don't see any other way to get it an extra order here. The only way would be an ad. Oh, this is Mastery Ad Rush. No, this is basic, which would be 10. And if he gets out a giant hammer, He can maybe after no, yeah. I mean, he's only ever going to get 2 orders out. Let's be honest. That's all he can get. Basic ad rush. Again, you're going to see that very common. And burn the witch, which I think we both agree is good use. It's one, I hated it in the tier rankings, but in PvP I did say it's quite strong. I think, but it's pretty useless in PvE. He has the basic Immaculate Flesh, Mastery, Prayer of Absolution, which I have as well. This is the AoE armor and dodge and parry. Healing Hands, I think, is going to be pretty standard. And then instead of Armor of Righteousness, he has Mastery Deny, which is also quite a good spell in just fucking with your opponents. It gives them less hit chance and takes away OP. It's just straight annoying. It's an annoyance. It's part of the package of keeping witch hunters alive. We can jump over to his other leader, which will have to be, you have to have both types of leaders. So he has a witch hunter captain, Heinrich, who looks like he's weapon skill based, again with big agility. So impressed by all of the Daredevil builds he's seen in practice as well. This one does have the Battle Tongue order combo that mine had in order to give him some offensive output. Inspiring, so he increases mental stats. So, okay, if you kill the rest of his team and leave this man alive, he has an 80% chance. Yeah, 80% chance to pass the leadership test. This guy brings a lot of morale to the team as well. I'm trying to remember. There's one that also increases chance to pass leadership tests. I don't want to get distracted, but I don't think that is this one. But he does have an 80% chance. He does have Serenity. I'm guessing this isn't even a pendant. Yeah, see, this is Constitution. So he has room to grow against undead, perhaps. And then Acrobatic. So really investing in stat points. 10 extra stat points for this guy. And then it gives him, this is kind of, you can flee without worrying about being crit, but the big thing is getting the physical stat points. Again, I think for this agility break points. So he's in leather, though. If you put this guy in heavy armor, he will be crawling on the ground. He does have basic sidestep with a smattering of melee resistance. This isn't nothing, especially if he starts getting the Serenity up. Again, basic Burn the Witch, and then the free skills to kind of help you move around the map easier. So there's his 2 leaders. This one's truly an order leader with some melee resistance dodge. This one's more of a support caster with basic order. Kind of controlling the map a bit. I think we can go to the Wolf Priest next with him. He has 3 of them. We have Marius Hoft. He looks like a strength, weapon skill, warrior priest. I'm sorry, wolf priest. He has armor proficiency. Strider, so he wants to charge, which makes me think he probably has the charge. Yeah, Howl of the Wolf. Hardy for survivability and veteran mastery. I'm supposed to, okay, this guy is injured. So Marius, guys, is injured and has concussion for increased offensive points, but 1 less SP. So this one does not have the stupidity test. So he has 36 meters movement. I just want you guys to take note of that. Then he has Mighty Charge to go with the Strider, so he wants to crunk you. Wild Strike Mastery, which has frustrated the shit out of him, so it'll be interesting to see this actually in combat. It turns out he needs to be engaged by 2 units, I guess, to actually get some use out of this. But it bypasses stances? Parry? Or dodge also? I can't remember. It's anti-parry tech, so it's a way to get past parry. So you can wild swipe the unit literally right in front of you to get past parry. It's a complicated way of taking strong blow. He doesn't have these. I'm okay with you training these, just for the record. I just ran into my guy having some stat points. I'm not, you know, I'm not a very strict human being. If he wants to take swift jump and something, okay, guys, he might take it. He has intensity. I would guess swift jump. Well, he can't even do that. Maybe he'll take guidance and threaten. I could see just taking guidance for the demonette like I was talking about. So this guy is not agile. So just for future reference. So he's a parry bypass tanky guy that also wants to charge at you, and he has for that Howl of the Wolf, reducing the cost of charge. And when someone's engaged, it gives them better chance to hit that charge along with Strider, right? Then he has Snow King's Decree. Again, the dots are real. He has Ulrich's Gift. He's mastered it. Throw on most likely the Executioner. And then the Winter's Chill. Maybe I would guess, and this is what I should have done more of, and I probably will by elimination, is probably more basic and mastery stacking. I'd expect someone maybe has this mastery. And you could see putting both of these on your Executioner, which we'll look for that. On the next one, combo with Priest. I'm guessing this is not going to be his name. So he is a 20 big intelligence guy. This one is not injured. I'm thinking this is the one that nukes you. Yeah, he has Devotion. So he has a magic damage Wolf Priest. The Devotion, increased spell damage, improved pair to bypass you. He actually took Ulrich's Chosen. I just want to... Happy to see that. So all that really does, in my opinion, is remove the need for that. Even though he has it, he has it on. But it kind of frees up a consumable slot instead of taking the Drought of Concentration. And then Piety to get more range out of them. It is so poetic. And then, of course, Quick Prayer, which terrifies me. But allows you to cast more and blow your skull open with curses. Exhaustion, which is ironic because the one guy had 36 meters movement. This guy's doing a bit better. He can get up to 48. So the idea of casting and coming back could save his life. Getting behind a building or behind a henchman. Swift jump intensity. And we'll just give him guidance. Because you never know when you're facing a demonette. Ulrich's Gift. So here's what we're just talking about. I think. No, this is basic again. Ulrich's Gift Mastery. I think the other one had basic as well for Winter's Chill. Right? I bet one of them will have mastery. Oh. The Mean Frostbite and the Mean Ice. This is where he's trying to do his damage. It's good to see someone finally try Ice Storm. Kudos to you. We've seen it get some use in his practice fights already. Okay, this guy is totally messed up in the brain. He has a skull fracture. So he must take the Lucidity rune. This might be another reason he's going to have guidance on his units, if I had to guess. But that kind of locks him into it, to be quite honest. What is it? 15 times 3 is only a 45% chance otherwise without that rune on. And that is not a good chance. But he's at 10 and 7. He has Northern Tenacity. Okay, this is the crit build, I would guess, right when you see that. I told him injuries are fine. I think we're testing the mod here. Everyone knew that, or anyone that asked, I think. Arbor Proficient Mastery. He has Quick Recovery for the Marshals, I would guess is what this was, which he has quite a lot of. I took the Armor Break build, but I didn't take this, if you remember my guy. I felt like it was enough weapon skill to get by. But this is always an option too, to really unlock his Marshals. And then Resilient. He doesn't want to get crit. That's I definitely have 2 skill points left over kind of choice. Wild Swipe for the parry bypass, but then this is a build Paranoia would be very proud of. But if you miss, then you increase... Okay, critical hit chance. So if you miss, it's okay. Isn't there something that increased magic damage too? Maybe this is the crit version. I'd have to look in there. But this one is to give him even more building crit, which is already 37 with this sword. I'm guessing he has, yeah, the Ulrich Blessing. Crush the Weak. Once he hits you, he strips your crit resistance. I said this, and Mork said this. The basic is just as good as the fucking mastery for all intents purposes. You're not trying to crit someone for 3 turns. So he has the basic, which maybe comes back to this 10. If you have to use that, the OP usage gets weird. He wants to 2-turn you to fuck you up. So you can do something like a sword. Yeah, there's the sword. 46, 26. You ready stance. He's jumped you. If he gets that crit, he's going to chop your head off. So this is a crit build, casting Wolf Priest with Ulrich's Gift, Mastery, finally the Winter's Chill Mastery to get 25%, Blessing of Ulrich to get 10% more crit, and then the basic Frostbite. Maybe to keep people a little honest, or you can get that kill, I guess. So what do we have? We have tanky Wolf Priest, caster Wolf Priest, crit your ass Wolf Priest. We'll look back at now the other warrior priest who is a hero. Eberhard, I don't know again what the names will ultimately be. Acrobatic, big fan of these. Increases physical stats. Again, trying to get dodge, I guess. All these Daredevil builds. If you guys, I mean, I said I'd say this. If you guys are facing Griffin, you might watch for Daredevil builds. Fair warning. This is what the point of the videos are. If you have a second, impressive or something, or maybe don't trigger it on turn 1. This guy has Avoid Mastery, the Knowledge of Mordheim to wear heavy armor, it looks like. And there's a world where it's like, I don't want heavy armor. Now I have 8 meters movement. And Resilient. He has a sidestep to go with the Avoid for survivability. Basic Ad Rush, Burn the Witch coming again. And now he has Hold Ground, which increases even more dodge. And even more dodge, right? So Hold Ground, that's fun to see. And Swift Jump, the free skill. So Prayer of Absolution, Armor, and then Dodge and Parry. This guy is worried about Paranoia. So if he faces Paranoia, he will bring Immaculate Flesh. The cult does have some poison effects too with their arms and stuff. So you can strip that away, which is useful. And he has basic Armor of Righteousness. We haven't seen this yet from him. So he can stack that with maybe this leader one. And then basic Healing Hands. So maybe more for a hero. I was considering this, but just with one Skaven, I couldn't find it in me to do, to be honest. And then, well, we got to finish the heroes. We have the Lad's Got Talent Zealot. Looks like he decided the same thing as me, but he has a hybrid version. Lad's Got Talent Zealot, Veteran Mastery. Did I have that? Did I have that too? I can't even remember. No, I took the Ardent Cleansing Knowledge Mordheim. He has the Quick Reload and the Hardy. So this guy can stand in there. If he gets caught, I had Intimidate. This one's like, that's fine. Let me swap to my Sword and Board. So Quick Reload, Veteran, Hardy. Mastery Ad Rush. Oh, and he's injured. I'm like, why 12? That's why. So a concussion on this guy. Using a lot of injuries. Mastery Exhaustion. So instead of 36 movement, he now has, 8 times 6? 48. Still not great, though, honestly. If you're noticing something else about his warband, I think I said that earlier. Knee Shot Basic and Ready Stance, getting the 2 turning in. He can pump out, in theory, with the Exhaustion, I would guess 6 shots if he just wants to do straight raw damage. Again, it feels like a build that I had. Like, I want to keep you honest. Oh, it's the Witch Hunters. They don't have any ranged. Oh, he brought ranged. He's very much a keep you honest build, just like the Casting Wolves. He did bring one. He couldn't help himself either. The Templar. Shield Specialist Mastery. Again, the stats. It's interesting to see. He got the Marshals to 15 and 20, but no armor break or weak spot. Interesting. Veteran. So really got 7 more Marshals and then more in the other categories. And then Resilient. So he doesn't have to be locked into a luck rune. Defensive Stance Mastery. And if you remember, he had those Ulrich spells to get 25% more. Deny the Heretic. This one has Mastery Feint. So this guy looks like he wants to lock down your Impressive. Ad Rush, Basic, Swift Jump, Intensity. So he's a melee resistance Templar. It's a little different. Okay, you've got Innervation Bows. Yeah, that's true too. And you can take, of course, with the Wolf Priest or the Warrior Priest, the Innervation Sigmarite Hammer. Maybe that's what he has. Yeah, and this can strip some too. So you can see the general strategies people are coming with. And we already looked at him. So we saved the best for last. I believe this is a Dodge guy. Mr. Clean here. Erdman Holm. He has mastery. This is the one thing I get executioners that's all right. It's the 5 passive slots. So he has, just like me, mastery, sigillus, sigmar. It's kind of like I have this much HP and I have healing hands. You will not kill me with magic. That's kind of what this does, which is fun. I've really liked this change of sigillus, sigmar. Quick recovery, again, more stats. Acrobatic, more stats. I don't think he'll ever flee, guys. Veteran, more stats. Fuck, this is 10, 16 more stat points, so. Mastery hardy, keep him alive. So what did he do with those? He has mastery sidestep and 145 dodge. If you remember, there's a hold ground fellow. And prayer of absolution. So this guy's going to get pretty good dodge, and he is injured as well. And he does have cloth on. Okay, so this is with the cloth on. I don't think he'll go one-handed, but he could. You better watch out. He has a concussion, so he's at 10 and 7. So he has careful approach. I haven't seen that. It's mastery, so he does not want to be shot. So magic and range will not work against him. You have to get into combat and swing at him is basically what you have to do, and you have to bypass a lot of agility to do so. Swift jump, just free movement is what these are, because open slots. So you cannot shoot him very reliably unless you're Merc, so maybe Askaven can. And you cannot use magic. You could, just a couple times. And then you'll just have to... He's going to have decent melee resistance too. So he went the approach I was thinking of too, which is you're really going to fucking struggle to lock down or to kill my Executioner. This is a unit... Just to be honest, again, I said I'd talk a bit about strategy. This is a unit you want to try to put a zombie on, or you want to put a tanky unit that he himself will struggle to kill. So this is the kind of impressive you want to lock down with your tankiest unit and hope he doesn't get you. This is not one your Daredevil Ogre is going to have fun with. Let's put it that way. Then on to the Henchman. He did the same as me, 3 and 3. Feels about right for Witch Hunters. They're about equally same strength, in my opinion. And the tanky Flagellants, we have Knowledge of Mordheim. Avoid. Knowledge of Tactics. So he did this similar to me. And then Resilience. What is he at? 130? I think we can do better than that. Look at, let's see, his agility's not as high as mine. But 140 is not bad. Not bad, right? Sidestep, of course. Add rush. Mine didn't have that. They had Burn the Witch. Fanatical Zeal. That's going to help. Again, we've talked about his shitty weapon skill. And then Swift Jump. So, again, if you have a Daredevil build, I would be concerned against TrueGriffin. Just putting it out there. And I have a Daredevil build, so I'm concerned. Luckily, we won't be in the same league. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to try to separate out. There's 2 Witch Hunters. They're going differently. I mean, that's only fair. I'm trying to split out to have equal distribution. It's hard because it's awkward numbers, but we'll do our best, okay? We have Knowledge of Mordheim basic. I think I took Ardent Cleansing, right? So he does have that 7 meters, and then he has the Avoid and the Knowledge Tactics like me. And the only difference is Resilient instead of the Ardent Cleansing. But his whole warband's slow. In this regard, I think that's okay. Like, this guy could outrun his team and get murdered if he got Ardent Cleansing. Again, Sidestep. It looks the same. Add Rush. Oh, this is a little different. Jaw Strike, and this is Kidney Strike. I'm guessing that's to help his own dodge, or maybe with that Lad's Got Talent guy. It's funny because I took a Daredevil build, but I didn't take any Kidney Strike. It'll be interesting to see if anyone does take that. Yeah. Yeah. I think the Witch Hunters will get... This was infuriating quite a lot this turn. Knowledge of Mordheim, Tactics, Avoid, Resilience again. This one's again slightly different. We got Sidestep, Add Rush, Burn the Witch, and this one's Staggering Blow. I really like to know the names for these somehow, because I doubt they're keeping these names, because they are slightly different each one. My best guess is he's maybe trying to test these to see which he likes for the tournament. So 3 kind of different styles. Basically the same, but slightly different. Again, maybe based on who you're facing. Right, Burn the Witch, Jaw Strike. This is more for Magic, maybe. Oh, that's Burn the Witch. This one does not have Burn the Witch. I don't know. HT Pure, let's go. He is ranged. So he's pure ranged, is maybe what that stands for. Quick Recovery to get the full 20. Quick Reload, Resilient. Sigil of Sigmar. So you want some kind of range defense. I think you're even saying that in chat. This should increase ranged, right? No, see, this is kind of what I didn't like about it for the archer. It only increases melee damage. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I'm not going to judge, but I want to talk about why mine didn't have it. If that increased damage, if you got rid of the word melee, I could definitely see that a bit on an archer. Unfortunately, he wants to just get hit, because this one does increase just damage. So, I don't know. It's awkward, right? He's got the Ad Rush, pretty basic on a, he gets 6 OP for an archer. Exhaustion to move around, the Knee Shot, and the Trial by Pain. Some use. Like, this is an anemic number, but it's not nothing. Unfortunately, this one doesn't block the switch weapons, but it's fun to see someone at least try it. I don't know if he'll love the results, but pure archer, not a hybrid. I had one and got rid of them. I couldn't find it in my heart, because I think they do such good hybrids, as you saw with his hero. This is a pure tank, so he has hardy, resilient, knowledge of Mordheim to get around, and knowledge of tactics. I'm guessing this is with the parry. Remember, he has hold ground and prayer of absolution, so you're really going to struggle to bypass his parry. Again, this feels like a guy that goes on your tank, on your impressive, and you're not happy to see it. He has the Jaw Strike and Burn the Witch, if he's just as happy to grab your Purifier or Warlock. Ad Rush, there's that Web of Steel, and then Swift Jump to move around. So we've got a pure archer, a pure tank. Let's see if there's a pure hybrid. No, it's just another pure tank. So he's got, again, he really took a lot of these. Quick Recovery. I think the other one, maybe this one has more mobility. This one feels a little different. Resilient and Sigil. So if you're hitting this guy and casting on this guy, he starts to become very dangerous if you don't kill him at hitting you back. Ad Rush, the Web of Steel, Burn the Witch, and Jaw Strike. Whew! So there's the other Witch Hunter Warband. Good luck, everybody. These old men in cloth are coming for you. And the Playboy Bunny Man. And our nipples of doom. I'm going crazy doing this. Did I get it right? He's here in chat. It seems like a lot of anti-Daredevil. Some magic casting, some range to keep you honest. Just solid, really hard to kill impressive. Right? There you go.